What's up guys, welcome to the last episode of the Comeback Road. Today I'm gonna give you a competition recap from the German Nationals and tell you what happened and commentate over my attempts. I just wanna start off by saying that this was the best competition I've ever been in. Very well organized, very pretty, and I wanna congratulate all the athletes that competed against me and all the other athletes that competed in the other weight classes if you are watching, and it was really fun. And I have missed competing. My last competition was 2 years ago, and as I walked in the venue, I was kind of disoriented because I forgot what the whole process was gonna be like. I went directly into the winds and I had to run back to get my rack heights because I didn't know them because of the new Leico competition rack, and I thought maybe the holes on the rack were gonna be different, and maybe I had to get my rack heights get checked again. So first of all, I went in and I went to the equipment control. They told me everything was fine. I passed the equipment control, but later in the competition I had some problems that I'm gonna tell you later. In the last break I took from powerlifting, I didn't eat very good. I messed up and I didn't eat consistently, and that kind of slowed down my metabolism. And during this prep I ate 6 meals a day, very consistent with my meals, and didn't even eat 1 gram more of what my coach said, and that caused me to lose weight as that was the goal. I had to get back in the 93s, but after I upped my calories, and I still kept losing weight for some reason, and because of the trip, I weighed in at the 89.2 kilograms. That's the lightest I've been in like 2 years, and I felt a bit flat going into the competition. I knew that I was gonna be lighter than I had to, but I didn't expect to be 89 kilos. I was the third lightest guy in my category, and all the other guys were like 92.9 or something like that. I made a lot of mistakes because I haven't competed in so long. It's good that these mistakes happen in this competition, because that was the point of this competition, just to get a warm up and remember what the whole process is like, because I don't want these things to happen in the Cyprus Championships, because I'm gonna compete and I'm gonna be 100% serious about it. It's the first official IPF competition in Cyprus, and I wanna set my records and win this. I had no chance of winning a podium finish because I'm kinda out of form, so no harm done. Let me start off by saying that the only thing that I got right during this competition, it was my warm-up timing. I did it perfectly, and I warmed up exactly at the times I had to be ready for the platform, and I kind of like that, to be honest. I was watching very carefully with my handler who was on the platform and what attempts I had to pick in the warm-ups, so I was ready to lift exactly on time. So squats felt kind of heavy through the warm-ups, heavier than usual at least. After speaking with my coach, I chose to lift as my first attempt 220 kilos. So there we go. This is my first attempt. Let me just put a volume on this one. Let's see this one. If you see in this video, maybe you can't see it, but let me just put this here. As I came up through the hole, I put too much pressure on the right side, and that messed me up. If you can see, I just bounced to the left, to the right. Do that again. You can see that, yeah. That brought me so much pain in my lower lat, and everything got cramped up, and I was like, oh damn, now I'm gonna have problems. Try not to think about it too much and just wait for my next attempt. I chose to lift 235 kilos as we planned with my coach as my second attempt. Let me just get through this. Let's see. Where am I? Here we are. So my unracks on this comp were totally messed up. If you see, I did that again. I leaned on my left side, and boy, that started to bring me so much pain. I have successfully squatted in training 247.5 kilos, and I wanted to go over that. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to like go to 200 until 245 kilos, but I just YOLO'd it and went for it. And I put 250 kilo for my third attempt, and that was sadly too heavy for me. 250 kilos for my third attempt. Trying to get hyped up. I had so much pain going into this, and I wanted to just get as hyped up as I could, but I couldn't. And as you'll see, I'll fail this squat. I didn't get it. I couldn't get it. But that's okay. Maybe I'll get it next time. What I did wrong on the squats was that I put too much on my third attempt, and I wasn't strong enough on that day to lift it, and that I messed up my whole unracking thing. I unracked like a total newbie because I just wanted to go in very hyped, and I wasn't concentrated enough. The biggest problem I had in this competition was that I couldn't get aggressive and hype myself. Never happened to me before. Maybe it was because I had to run everything, because I didn't have my coach. I didn't have my coach with me to do some stuff I usually don't have to do. But the problem was that I couldn't get aggressive. I couldn't concentrate on the lifts, and yeah, I have a very big difference in my lifts when I just go in like very calm instead of going like full ape mode. So let's head to the bench press. Oh, there we go. So for my first attempt, I chose to do 145 kilos, which shows that to be a little bit lower than usual, because I haven't bench pressed in a competition for so long, and I had to get used to the commands again. And each judge is different, and I didn't know how much pause they would give me, so I chose to hit a bit. So I chose to go a bit lower and put 145 kilos on my first attempt. So the new Eleiko competition bench is very good. It doesn't sleep, and I really liked it, and it can give you some kilos on your bench. So there we go, with my friend Thanos. He was my spotter and handler on competition day, and he helped me very much. And this competition wouldn't have been possible without him. So first attempt. So it was kind of heavy, I have to say. My warm-ups were also heavier than I expected, and I chose to put 150 kilos on my second attempt. I put two. I didn't put as much as my coach told me to put, because I felt that I was weaker on the given day, and the poses the head judge gave me were kind of long, I have to say, but they were okay. And let's find my second attempt. There we go, that's my second attempt. Second attempt of my competition bench, 150 kilos. I don't know why everything felt so heavy on that day. Let's go. So I messed up a lot of stuff. Firstly, I had downward motion. I felt it in my hands as I pushed the bar, and that got me completely out of focus. And I also missed the rack command. I chose to repeat my 150 kilos, and I felt that I was going a bit slow on the bench press. So for my third attempt, I decided to go a little bit faster on the descent, maybe see if that was helpful. And as you'll see in this attempt was much easier than my second attempt. I went in a bit more hyped up. I used ammonia. I was much easier. I could bench press a little bit more on competition day, but I chose not to. You know, this competition wasn't important for me. I wasn't competing for a podium finish, so there was no need to burn out on this competition. I put my priorities straight, and I wanted to truly max out on the Cyprus Championships. So from my group, I was the lightest deadlifter, and I was expected. I mean, these guys are very, very, very strong. And I just went in with an opener of 200 kilos, at 205 kilos. That's like not enough. They didn't record the deadlifts. Or maybe they didn't upload it, I don't know. I can't find it right now. I'm gonna use my own clips that I filmed from the competition. So, about the problem with my equipment. I went in the equipment control, and they told me that everything was okay, everything was fine. And as soon as I was ready to head up to lift my first deadlift with 205 kilos, the head guy that was controlling the platforms, he told me, your circs are not long enough. You can't lift with those. And then he asked the other guys there. They told him that I couldn't lift, and I asked him if I could just repeat the lift on my second attempt. He told me okay. I ran back into the warm-up room, and I found a guy there, Julian was his name, and I asked him if he was finished, and he told me yeah. And I asked him if I could use his deadlift socks he had on, and I took his wet deadlift socks and I put them on so I could finish my competition. So I didn't have time to lift any of my attempts in the warm-up and then continue normally with the other lifts. I didn't give them what I wanted to lift on my second attempt, so it automatically went to 2.5+ kilos of my first attempt. So I had to lift 207 kilos. I couldn't lift more because the gap would be very, very big, and I had some history with my back and I didn't want to risk it. So I went in with the wet socks and I lifted 207 kilos for a very easy single. And then I chose to just lift 220 kilos. I had no energy left because of the whole thing and the whole situation. I just wanted to lift something just to get finished. I chose to lift 220 kilos and be done with the competition. I wasn't going to finish in any podium, so I didn't care what I put. I just put something a bit heavier than my 207 kilo second attempt. So I went in with 220 kilos and I lifted that. It was very easy. I think I could lift around 235 to 40 on a given day, but I didn't do it. So sadly the deadlifts weren't recorded, or I can't find them right now. I don't know what happened. Hopefully in 1 month I'm gonna lift something that represents me. I'm not disappointed or satisfied with this competition because I had no expectations from it. I just went in and did it because I had my qualification and I wanted to do it for the experience. Apart from some small discomforting pains, and I didn't injure myself, and that's very good. That's a good sign that maybe I can start pushing more weights now with my back, with my whole back situation. My lower back didn't complain at all. Just normal pain that would anyway happen on my healthy days. Also, some of the guys there were there with their camera crews, and they were filming everything and just doing vlogs, and I really like that, and I hope to do that with my channel one day after I find someone or I have enough money to do it and buy a new camera. But right now I can't do it, so I'm just doing these types of videos. This is the last episode of this series, and I hope you liked it. I try to improve my videos every time and make it more entertaining for you guys, so then I can share a bit more of my training career with this whole YouTube thing. So for the guys in Cyprus, I'm back in Cyprus, I'm training again. I started training today. So now that this series is done, I want to do some more collaborations with the local athletes here and friends. So if any of you are interested, just hit me up in Instagram and we can plan it and just film some videos together. I really want to thank you guys for supporting this channel and for subscribing, and I really appreciate it. That's it for today, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.